Hi everybody, good morning. Blessed Driver here. Okay, so I know that there's like a big debacle about picking hours and adding hours into your schedule with Instacart. I'm driving y'all, so and I know that it can be kind of difficult, especially if you are new or you just started with Instacart and you're trying to pick hours, or even perhaps you have been with Instacart for a while and you may find it difficult to add hours into your schedule. Now, I know, and I'm just going to tell you from my experience, because I started with Instacart last year and I've been with Instacart for about 8 months. Now, when I first started with Instacart, during the onboarding session, the girl never told us anything about, or at least from my memory, never said anything about when to pick your hours and the types of difficulties you will have with picking your schedule, right? Like, we never knew anything about that. So I remember shortly after we had the onboarding session, I remember going into my app and I did not see any hours at all, because Instacart at that time was new to the Orlando area. And so I was like, okay, I went in there, I didn't see any hours. It said no hours available. Now keep in mind, I was new. Instacart was new to the Orlando area and stuff like that. So I was unaware of even times to pick the hours or what to do or anything. So long story short, basically I was able to add on hours because what I did was I was persistent about it, and I called Instacart one day. Well, first at the time I was in their GroupMe chats, and I asked some of the people in the group. I was like, well, I've been trying to pick hours and I can't get anything. Am I doing something wrong? What's going on? And basically, I think one of the girls, or like one of the team leads, were saying something about, you have to just keep trying and trying. And at that time, I was able to communicate with one of the Instacart trainers who was from San Francisco. And she was just saying, yeah, this is part of it. You got to keep checking online to see. Still, at this time, I was new. I didn't know what was going on. And so I'm thinking, that's strange. And so basically, I was able to get a hold of Instacart one day. And I called them and I spoke with a representative. And she said to me that my hours are open on Sundays at 9 a.m. And I never knew that. And to my surprise, everybody else knew it, but I didn't. And they knew that I was asking questions, but they didn't tell me. And so basically that's how I found out, is I called Instacart, and actually that's when you can pick up hours depending on, your time zone, is 9 a.m. on Sundays, which is kind of rough because it's like most of us are in church or something. And so that's what I went through. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something, especially for the newbies. Now, even though some of you guys are new, you are still able to pick up hours early, like having early access, because they give newbies, I think, about 2 or 3 weeks of free early access to be able to pick your hours early, which is on Sundays. Passion for Profit says, hey, I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you. Sorry, y'all. Bless you. And so, I'm not disagreeing with this, but I will be honest with you. And I'm going to tell you why. I think it's great when people first start and join Instacart because, it's income, and I love to see people work. It's just like anything else. You apply for a job and you get the job and you work. However, for those of us like myself, our veterans that have been doing Instacart for a while, here's the challenge. When Instacart hires a whole bunch of people all at once, and then we all get on the app at the same time to pick our hours, it becomes very difficult to even get anything at all. Now, I haven't really had too many problems. Like, I ran into a few snags here and there, like shortly after I first started. For the first couple months, it was kind of rough, but I make sure that I'm on at a particular time and I stay on my app until I'm able to pick the hours, right? But, look at it like this. Imagine being on a job for a long time, or a year or so, or however long, and you get, and then all of a sudden, for instance, you ask your supervisor for more hours or for a raise or something, right? And they say, well, right now we don't have the money to do it, or right now, it's not available or something. Like whatever the case may be, they don't give you the hours to add onto your schedule because of whatever. Now imagine them hiring new people, and the new people ask for more hours or whatever, and then they have like the hours that you could have been working. You see what I'm saying? That's the way that a lot of Instacart veterans look at it. It's like, okay, we've been here longer, so how is it that they're able to get more hours than us, or how is it, possible that they can get on here and get early access when we've been doing it for longer? That's the reason why a lot of Instacart shoppers are angry. It's because they look at it like that. And then it's like when it gets slow, it's not slow always because people aren't ordering, because customers aren't ordering. That's not the case all the time. The majority of the time is because they hire so many people all at once, and it can become very difficult to even pick hours, and Instacart is not honest about that. And there are ways that you can tell how many shoppers were actually shopping during that week. It's because on Mondays, when they give you like the, what do you call it? It's like a total of like where you are for the week, like your metrics and stuff like that. And if you look at the bottom, you'll see total shoppers. That's how you'll know how many shoppers were shopping in your area during that week. And so that's kind of like a challenge, And so my thing is, I'm not going to complain about that too much. It's because I refer people to Instacart, and a lot of people that I know have used my code to actually shop as shoppers for Instacart. So I'm not going to speak too much on that, but it's just the principle of it, I guess. And so with picking your hours, this is something that I've done. This is something that I've done to actually keep myself afloat with picking hours, because I work a lot. But what I do, because when I first had some issues with it, I would be on the app all the time. And I'll be honest with you guys, there is really no specific time to check, because a customer can order online at any given time. So somebody could wake up in the middle of the night, 12 a.m. and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to order groceries for the week. And then, something becomes available. But a large factor is how many shoppers they have in the area, because if they have too many, then based upon how many customers have ordered, it can actually decrease other shoppers from getting hours or getting batches. You see what I'm saying? And so what I had did, and what I still continue to do, is I check the app all the time. I don't set specific times, because there are no specific times, because hours can become available at any time. And so I'm not joking. Like, there's been times where I will wake up in the middle of the night, not on purpose, but just wake up in the middle of the night, maybe to go to the bathroom or something. And I just happen to check the Instacart app, and I see that all of a sudden all these hours are available. So I add them on there. If I'm able to work them, then I'll add them on there. You see what I'm saying? And or sometimes like I'll check in the middle of the day, maybe before I go to bed, early in the morning. And what I see is that sometimes early in the morning is when you might be able to see extra hours added on there that you can pick and choose from, depending on the day and time and stuff like that. So there's really no set time to be able to pick your hours if once you pass that Sunday mark, because Sundays is usually the days where you can pick your hours and stuff like that, and it can become difficult. Now somebody's sending me a message, but I hope you realize that I'm driving, so like I can't, like, I see you typing a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm driving, so like I'm not able to read it. Sorry guys for the inconvenience that I'm talking like that, but I'm driving. So but yeah guys, so I know I get this question asked a lot from other Instacart shoppers, especially if they're new. Like, there are no hours available. I can't pick any hours. When do I pick them? And so basically that's kind of how that works. And you can pick them, like, if you have early access, you can pick them, of course, on Sunday mornings around 9 o'clock in the morning. However, I do realize that some people may lose their early access, meaning early access is, of course, you're able to pick your hours early instead of later on during the week. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's right, because, from what I've been told and from what I've heard from other shoppers is that people pick their hours based upon, like, whenever they can work them. But say, suppose if, like, you go on vacation, or if you have major surgery, like, you can't, and if you have to take that week or two off or however long, it's going to be very difficult for you to even get early access. So basically, if you don't have early access, it's going to be hard to have any hours for the following week. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, I know one girl, this is one shopper, she's very good, and she needed some surgery. It was like a really important surgery, and she didn't have it. Like, she didn't do it because she's like, you know what? I know if I have my surgery, it's going to be very difficult for me to even have early access or to even pick hours. And you know, it's like right now I just can't afford to do that. And so that's a challenge. And if you guys ever call Instacart or speak with somebody or even like a manager, team lead, and they tell you that you can get your hours right back, that's a lie. I'm telling you guys, that is a bald-faced lie. And even in my group, like some of the shoppers send me like screenshots of stuff, like I know. So if they tell you that you can't, that's a lie. And I don't think that's fair, because to me, I feel like Instacart is only doing that because they feel like we're expendable. You know what I'm saying? So if they hire so many people, they're thinking, well, if you lose early access, oh well, it doesn't matter what the case is. It doesn't matter if maybe, you know, you had a family member that passed away and you need to take some time off, you know, of work, you know. And in the app, there's a button that says set vacation time or set vacation or something like that. So you're able to take a few days or a couple of weeks or however long off to be able to handle your business. And then allegedly you're supposed to get back on there and then still be able to have early access to get your hours for the following week without losing any extra hours or whatever. That's a lie. So, you know, with that being said, I just feel like if you do think that you're going to be able to go, like have to go on vacation or something, like try to save your money and set that aside. But emergencies happen. So, you know, what if you have a family emergency or maybe something may happen to you and you may have to take some months and some weeks off. What do? And you can't get back on there. And then right away you have all these hours, you know, at least at this time. And maybe Instacart will change that policy. Maybe they'll change that. I don't know. But however, guys, I know that they said that they can't change it, but I'm going to tell you guys in another video why they cannot change it at this time. I'm going to tell you this one thing. It's because Instacart is using a third-party software. They're using a different type of software, and even Shipped. And I'm telling you, I did my research, and it's going to blow y'all away. Even Uber, and some of the things that you think that, how come they can't change this? How come they can't fix this? What's wrong with their designers? How come they can't do this? How come they can't do that? There's a reason for that. And in another vlog, I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to actually start your own grocery delivery business or courier business, or even you know, a ride sharing business. I'm going to show you guys how they do it. Now, I'm not saying that that's something that I want to do, but that's in another video. That's in another vlog. So back to the scheduling. So sometimes to pick hours, you may have to be on the app frequently, like throughout the day. That's how I was able to pick up hours. Literally, like there's times where when I added hours, like as I was picking my schedule, people picked them all before I even could finish, and I was left with like, I don't know, maybe 15 hours of the week or something. I would check the app all day long, every single day, and I was able to pick stuff. And you know, there's hours available, and sometimes you may have to even pick shifts in different zones that you don't want to go in. Somebody just said, can't wait for the video on the software. Yeah, girl, I'm telling y'all, this is going to be deep, and I'm going to show y'all how they do it. And myself also, I'm a web developer, so I do that every once in a while, and I know quite a bit about software and programming. So like I'm telling y'all, what you guys think is seeming so hard and how do they do that, there's a way that they do it. And of course there's money involved, so of course you need money to do it, but it shouldn't cost you too much if you play your cards right. So anyway, guys, yeah, so check the app frequently throughout the day if you want to be able to get hours. And maybe suppose if you forgot, which is what I see a lot of shoppers go through, maybe if you forgot to get on the app to pick your schedule for like whatever reason, and you try to pick something and there's nothing there, check the app all day, because I talk to quite a few shoppers, and they're telling me what they do is they have to check the app all the time. They basically stalk the app and find out what's available. And sometimes you may have to end up working in a zone you don't want to. It may be a little bit further from your home or where you live or whatever, but sometimes you got to do that. That's what I had to do. Like I had to pick hours and places that I didn't want to go to, but it was quite lucrative. Like for me, I'm here in Florida, and I'm in the Central Florida area, so here they have Lake Buena Vista, which is like the Disney area, and in that particular zone, I'm not gonna lie, like I made some bank. Like, you know, I've had to deliver to Disney quite a few times, and in this zone, well, not in this one I'm in now, but in the Lake Buena Vista zone, they have of course, you know, tourists that come, and I don't particularly like having to deliver to hotels or resorts too much, but it is what it is. Somebody just said, I just missed, somebody just sent me a message just now and I missed it. Somebody said, can't wait to, I'm sorry, I just missed that. If you can just repeat what you just said. Sorry. But I'm getting ready to park. But yeah, y'all. So like with our Lake Buena Vista, you know, also in that particular zone, you have a city called Windermere. Now here in Florida, Windermere is probably one of the most elite cities in the state of Florida. Very wealthy. And they have areas that are just, I'm talking about mansions, y'all. Like a lot of celebrities live there. I know Tiger Woods lived in Ellsworth. It's a neighborhood. It's a subdivision for like the rich and sometimes famous. Wesley Snipes' mom's, and I think he lived in there too. Shaq's mom, I think she still lives there. Lucille, I met her a couple times. Gosh, so many people, so many celebrities, they live there. And so Florida is kind of known for the rich and famous and stuff. So I haven't had delivered to any celebrities, at least as far as I know. And if I have, I probably would know. I don't pay attention to a lot of, like, even here, we have a lot of basketball players. I don't know who they are because I don't pay attention to sports. But anyway, guys, so that's kind of how it was. I had to pick up hours in another zone in Lake Buena Vista, and I was busy. Like, I wasn't sitting around like too much. I mean, there's a few occasions where I was like, oh my God, it's so boring. But I was busy in that area. It's, you know, I was always fluid, you know, moving around. And then there's times where, you know, you have to pick a zone and you're not doing nothing. And especially if you're not getting hourly guarantee, you're just sitting there doing nothing. It sucks. So that's a challenge, y'all. But somebody just said, I've been doing it for 2 weeks and I am still, but I'm making it work for me since I'm unemployed. Thanks so much for all your videos. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. God bless you. You're welcome. And, you know, guys, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing these videos, is to help y'all. I can't explain it. Like, I never would have thought that I would have been doing, like, ride sharing and delivery videos. Like, I wasn't even planning on doing that. That wasn't even a plan for me. It just came to me. And so, I pray that this is blessing y'all. I don't want to keep rambling on, because I know once I finish this video, other people are going to be watching it, and so I don't want to like waste anybody's time. But once again, I'm going to recap. To pick hours, even if you're new, try to if you're not able to, like if you maybe forgot to get on your app to pick the schedule, or maybe if you whatever the case may be, if you're not able to get the hours that you want, or even in your zone, make sure that you check the app frequently, like all the time. And another thing is that one thing I'm realizing is, even when picking hours, like once you get to that Sunday or like whatever day it is to pick hours, make sure, like, this is what I do, because I know sometimes it's not your fault, but like I make sure that I reset my phone before I get on there. I log out and I log back in. That's what I do before I even pick my schedule, because the app has so many glitches, and so it might be like a challenge to even pick hours. Think about it. Everybody's on there at the same time trying to pick hours. You see what I'm saying? And so that's one thing I would suggest. And I know some people would think, because I've had some people make comments. You probably don't see them because I delete them, but I've had people to send me comments and messages stating, oh, why would you even give tips to anybody about how to get hours? And, you know, you say that there aren't any hours or whatever. You know, I mean, to me, that is like an oxymoron. Like, I just feel like if I have the ability to help somebody, I'm going to do it. And despite of whether there are a lot of shoppers in my area or not, I'm still blessed anyway. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way, because I believe in the power of sowing and reaping, just like the Bible says. And because I put seeds into the ground to bless other people, I'm always covered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my bills are paid. I may struggle from time to time, but it's not bad at all. Sometimes it may be slow, but I still make how much I need to make every week. I have a set amount I need to make a week, and I make that, you see? And so I just believe in paying it forward. You know, if I can be able to help somebody else out, and if somebody needs a job, because I know this may not be something that people want to do forever or whatever, just whatever. But I just kind of like think it's a good thing to help somebody, especially if maybe they've lost their job, maybe they're disabled or a veteran, or just whatever the case may be, because to them, this is something that is flexible for them. And not only that, you have single parents, not just single moms, but there's also single fathers, people that are going through a divorce. Somebody may have lost their business. I mean, there's so many different factors to why people are doing grocery delivery. And so I don't want to go off, because I mean, I could talk about that all day. But like I said, before you pick your hours, this is something that I do, because the app has a lot of glitches. I reset my phone, like, you know, I just press restart. And once I get on there, I get on my app, on the Instacart app, I log out and I log back in. This is like 5 minutes before my schedule, like before I could pick my hours. And then I make sure that I'm in a place where there's Wi-Fi, because I don't use like my data. For some reason, it just messes me up every single time. So I make sure that I'm always at home. And then that's when I start picking my schedule. And what I normally do, here's a secret, y'all. This is just me. I pick hours for the whole day, like 12 hours, because usually I work 12-hour shifts. Somebody says, I appreciate you taking the time to make these very informative videos. I tried, but was not consistent. I may try it again. Okay, no problem. Just just do what you got to do. It should be able to work out for you. And so I just lost my train of thought. I apologize, y'all. I was just saying something. I don't remember what I was just talking about, because I just read that comment. It was something about picking the schedule. I said I reset my phone. I'm so sorry. Yes, picking 12-hour shifts. Thank you, Justice. Okay, so yeah, 12 hours. Okay, hey Toya. Okay, so this is something that I do. For those of you guys who don't know, and I don't mind sharing this, I'm divorced, and my ex-husband and I have shared custody with our son. And on the days that I have my child, I cut my schedule in half, because I don't work as much as I would if I didn't have him on the days, right? So for instance, say like for this week, I don't have him this whole week because he's with his dad. So for this whole week, I work every single day, and I work all day. That's just my choice. And I work 12-hour shifts usually. So what I do is when I pick my schedule according to working around my availability, and also hit my son's availability, because he comes first in my life. And also I'll work around my schedule for church as well. But what I do is I pick a 12-hour shift every day, even on the days that I have him. Let me tell you why. That way I have hours available. So just in case, say like if I am able to work like a few hours at night, even on the days that I have my child. I mean, and he's a teenager. He's not a baby. But I like to keep my schedule open. So say suppose if like I work from 8 to 5 and then I go home and I say, you know what, I think I'm gonna go out for like another 2 hours just to pick up some extra hours. I'll take off a couple hours in the middle, and then I still have those hours in the evening that I could work. You see what I'm saying? So I pick hours all day. I don't change my schedule at the last minute, because we have a certain time that we can do that. If not, you'll get a reliability, right? So I make sure that I pick hours for the whole day, just in case something changes with my schedule, because I might be able to work all day. But as a mother and as a single mom, I make sure that I am there for my child. I don't want to make Instacart my life, because I used to do that. And my son asks me sometimes, like, hey, Mom, you got to work today? And even though he's just asking, I think that coming from a child standpoint, he just wants his mom around. And his father works a lot. Like, his father works, in a different field. But, think about it, think about it as a parent. And even if some of you guys aren't single parents, you may be married or whatever, don't work so much to the point where you start to lose your kids. And I'm also talking about ride sharing. I knew a guy from church, and him and I were talking about Uber, because like, I was like, man, I'm only making so much a week. And this dude was making like $1,400, $1,300 a week. And he told me, he's married and got kids. He told me that he was working all the time. He's like, I ain't gonna lie, dog. He's like, I was working like every day from like, 5 a.m. until like, 12 o'clock the next day. He's like working all day long. But that's how he was able to do that. Now, that's a lot of wear and tear in your car. But I just feel like Instacart is not so far from that, because I have spent more money in gas on Instacart than I have with Uber, because it's like the driving distances from, grocery stores are a lot farther from these houses. You see what I'm saying? And on top of that, if they give you like double badges and triple badges, you have to drive from place to place to place, and even different cities. That's how I've been able to, I just spent more money on Instacart than I have with Uber. Not that it's a problem, but it's just a lot of gas. I ain't gonna lie. But back to my scheduling. So I try to add as many hours as I can. And usually it's about 60 to 70, maybe. But when I know I have like a doctor's appointment, if I have to pick up my son from practice, or if I have, like, whatever the case is, I make sure that I'm there for my family. Now, if I got to work and I know I can't take no hours off because we got bills to pay, let's keep it real. I'll find other methods, to be able to get him to where he has to go. But I make sure that I am home to be able to cook dinner, to hang out with him. I set my schedule for us to hang out. Or if he has something that he wants to do with his friends or whatever, I make sure that, okay, well, yeah, go ahead and do what you got to do. Like, I want to make sure that I'm there for my child. You know what I mean? And so it can become difficult sometimes to, work around that at times, especially when Instacart is your main income. And I believe that is a challenge for some people, having Instacart as your main income, and then you're trying to pick hours, and you know you got to work a certain amount of hours a week, and you can't, like, it gets slow. There are times, I know right now, you guys, maybe not right this second, because, you know, it's the 4th of July weekend, and actually the 4th of July is my birthday, y'all. I ain't gonna tell you how old I'll be, but, you know. But, from what I was told from people that work in San Francisco that's been doing Instacart for like a year or so, they're saying that the summers are slow, and I believe it. The summer has been a little bit slow, but I mean, I've been doing good every week. Happy early birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Justice. I think your name is Justice or Just J. Thank you, Toya. Bless you. Yeah, actually, next Tuesday is my birthday. It's the 4th of July, and I'll be 39, so I don't care. I'm 39. I'll be 39 next week. So, I'm excited about that. And yes, thank you, Jeffrey. Yes, I will be taking that day off. I'm taking that day off. I'm not working Instacart. And they sent us a message. Oh yeah, prepare for the holiday weekend. I ain't doing it. I'm not preparing for nothing. Now, I know this week is going to be busy, I think. I think up until Monday it'll be busy. And then maybe after that it'll be busy. But anyway, guys, I don't want to change the subject. So, like I said, just go back and just review the video and pick your hours accordingly. And don't get discouraged if you can't pick anything or find anything, because it's not your fault. And even if you got on the schedule at the right time, somebody said I'm getting nervous. Yeah, it's all right, Exotic. You know, it's the summertime. A lot of people are out of town. And that's another thing about, even though you may have hours picked out, people go out of town, especially during the summertime. Kids are out of school. And what I've seen since I've been working, now I've noticed about the summer, parents or people have their kids with them in the grocery stores now. So it's like a family thing. So some people don't want to order groceries. They just want to hang out with their family and just shop. And it's cool. So I'm telling y'all, wait till back to school. Wait till around the end of July. I want to say the end of July. That's when it's going to pick back up. So y'all, I got to bounce. I got to get up out of here because I have to go shop. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave any comments below. Or you can also email me. There's an email down there here in the comment box. And I'll talk to y'all later. God bless y'all.